Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon, so should you. Enjoy your treat!
Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about Mortal Kombat 1 and some of the leaks that I've been made privy to, talking with some people who shall not be named and covering some of the Reddit leaks. I just wanted to talk about a few of these things, at least just the ones that I find important, not ones that I think like anybody can just guess on or whatever. So let's just jump right into the video. And the first thing that I want to talk about is Onaga. So Onaga, obviously the Dragon King, looks like to be returning. I mean, I've tried to deny this a lot, but it seems like the writing is on the wall at this point. There was a leak over a year ago that was talking about like him being the one that's primarily like causing Shang Tsung to like set events in motion. And the key thing that made me think that this is actually what is true is in this last trailer that we saw from the Kombat cast, and I'll show this part here now. You see Scorpion like fighting against an undead army, and as we know, many of the sorcerers in the Mortal Kombat realm have actually used like different types of warriors, but not these kind of samurai-esque like traditional Japanese looking ones. These were primarily only used by Onaga in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, so that's what made me think that like maybe this is possibly true, especially the fact that like Shang Tsung is showing up as a pre-order bonus character means that he may not be the main antagonist of the game, and even if he is the main antagonist of the game, now it makes sense that Onaga will be the one pulling the strings in the background, but I don't know why Onaga will be appearing this early in the story. Which is why it makes me lead to believe that I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be showing up in this story, or if he is, it's going to be very, very late game, or if this is setting up for a sequel in which he is actually the main antagonist of the game and somebody else is doing the string pulling for him. Similar to how we see with like the DLC for Soul Calibur 6, for example, how we know that Ishka Oct and the Swords and Shepherds are literally here to set up for another big villain, which most likely is going to be Algol. So it's a similar situation to what we have here. Now, narratively speaking, I'm not exactly sure if this is the right way to go, but we'll talk about that later. So the second thing I want to talk about is actually bios for the characters. Now I have two bios for you and a third kind of half bio, if you will. Now the two bios that I have will read together on screen. These are direct bios that I haven't seen before, and this is for Smoke. And it says, as a boy, Smoke lived to hunt with his family. Their final hunt, however, ended in tragedy, having accidentally trespassed into Lin Kuei lands. They were attacked, and Smoke was orphaned. Ashamed by his warrior's actions, the Lin Kuei's Grandmaster adopted Smoke. He raised him alongside his sons Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Eventually, Smoke chose to make the Lin Kuei's mission his own, but as he lacked his brother's innate supernatural abilities, he set out to master practical magic. Having done so, he now joins them in Earthrealm's defense. So this is a more human take, I guess, on Smoke, obviously, like we've seen him in the trailer. So that's not too much of a big thing. I just wanted to read the actual bio for him. And then we have the actual bio for Rain also. So this says, as a student of Outworld's exclusive Imperial Academy of Sorcery, Rain amazed his peers with his singular aptitude for water magic. Rain's skills drew General Shao's attention, that being General Shao in this universe, because it's no longer Shao Kahn, or he's not at least attained the title of Khan yet, who honed his water magic into a great weapon. Rain's victories so impressed Empress Sindel that she appointed him as Outworld's High Mage, which is why he looks like a wizard and not necessarily like the Rain that we know him as to being. So we have different bios. Obviously, it's a different reboot, kind of post universe. It's the same exact situation that happened with like Soul Calibur 5 and Soul Calibur 6. They're like rebooting to try to get the story under control, and we see the narratives shifting to be a little bit more grounded as opposed to as crazy supernatural as they've been in the past. Now there's still going to be elements there, obviously. We see Scorpion's skull, we see all that kind of fantastical stuff, but they're trying to ground the story, similarly how we saw with like Mortal Kombat 9 trying to like ground the story. So I have no problems with grounding the story and making it more, not believable, but more factually like accurate around like what's believable or what's not believable, but that doesn't really matter in a fantastical story like this. So I just wanted to cover those two bios. And then another thing that we have is we have the cameos thus far and the characters thus far. So on screen you will see a picture, the characters that are actually there on screen, and we see other characters that are not there yet, obviously. So I'm not exactly sure if this is DLC or not. So this obviously shows the 18 character slots with like 6 that have yet to be revealed or possibly unlocked in the game. I'm going more with it, they haven't been revealed yet. And then we have characters underneath, which are probably DLC for those 6 characters. So I'm assuming that's DLC anyway, and that's what those slots are there for. Anyway, this is the thing, so if you want to take a screenshot of this or take a look at this, like, that's that. I just wanted to cover that really quick. There's also this weird thing, post I saw for Raiden, which actually has like him listed as a cameo, which is primarily the first portion as opposed to the secondary portion. Like, we have Kung Lao there also. I just wanted to show this off, not exactly sure what exactly this means, because we know characters can be cameo and both characters as well, though it does seem, as you can tell by this picture with Kung Lao, that at least primarily, I don't know if their costumes are selectable or purchasable, but it seems that all the cameos are in classic uniforms and all the characters are in updated Mortal Kombat 1 uniforms. If that, again, means anything, I'm just reporting on what I see. So, when it comes to Onaga and the story, the thing that I just wanted to touch on really quickly is, I hope that they're, like, we're getting a reboot, right? And, like, that one leak that was from a year ago, like, said that, like, they're gonna tie in all the realms together into one at the end of the game. It also mentioned Havoc and a bunch of other stuff. Some of the stuff eerily has come true, like Shao Kahn being General Kahn as opposed to, General Shao as opposed to Shao Kahn, and a lot of other things like Damashi or Onaga being the one behind the scenes controlling everything. So it does seem that that leak is actually holding up to be true. Whether or not I like it is a different story. I'm not trying to talk about that right now. I just want to talk about the actual leaks themselves. So I'm not exactly sure if I like it, like I said, but if they are trying to ground the story, make it more like Mortal Kombat 9, which in my opinion had the best story out of all the Mortal Kombats, it was the most grounded, the most emotional, and had made the most sense, and then in 10 they kind of tried to ignore most of it and went down a different road, which is totally weird to me, but if they're trying to bring this back to a tight narrative spectacle and telling a story based on these characters, then I'm fine with it. I still think there's a lot of weird things going on with like Liu Kang and like why he's able to interfere so much in like the different realms when like Raiden was like held back all the time, especially by like the Elder Gods. We have no idea what's going on with like the Titans or what's in this universe. Did Liu Kang just actually reset it, or did he just go back in time to a point in which nothing happened yet to try to guide things differently? He definitely didn't create the universe, because if he did, there wouldn't be characters like Shang Tsung or Onaga or things like that. So how limited or unlimited is his power in this narration? I have no idea. We see that he plays a prominent role. We see him like literally like getting rid of people for all intents and purposes in the trailer. Before this trailer, we see him actually like fighting and telling them like, hey, you got 2 roads, it's like my way or the highway, you do what I say or get out of my way, pretty much things. And so I don't know exactly how I like his personality being changed that much. Like, I know he was always sort of pseudo arrogant, but like he wasn't like a dick like he's being like now. Maybe that's the power going to his head. Maybe he's finally in control and wants to change things for the better that at least is perceived by him. I don't know. We'll all play the story and we'll get out of it what we will. And I just wanted to cover that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are actually excited for Onaga coming back and you think it's going to be this game or the follow-up game. Any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. You're also free to go in the description box and click the join button. And you can also come onto our free Discord where we talk about tons of stuff, and there's a lot of people there and we have a lot of fun. We set up matches and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, just description box, that's your place to be. Any and all thoughts are always welcome. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.